We're going to bring in Republican Congressman Keith Self. He represents most of Collin County and a big chunk of northeast Texas beyond that. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you. Thank you.
So let's get right to it, because Republicans, you guys blame them. All they do is blame you, and the public grows more frustrated by the day. It just seems like this is a case of each side digging in, trying to win the PR battle, and waiting for the other side to cave.
Well, this is day 24, as you mentioned, and let me tell you, Republicans did our job. We passed a clean CR, which Democrats have liked up until now. They don't like it under Trump, but they have liked clean CRs. It's been their modus operandi now for years. They don't like it because it's Trump, and I don't like it, particularly because it continues Biden policies and spending. But it does keep spending flat through November the 21st, which is rapidly approaching as well. But we've done our job. We passed the clean CR, which Democrats are supposed to like, and they've balked at it. So we're now in day 24. We need 5 Democrats to come across, do the right thing, vote for this clean CR. And frankly, the Senate just yesterday turned down a bill that would have paid essential workers, military, ATC, TSA, ICE agents, and they turned it down. So they're going to keep this going. And several of them have mentioned they like the pain on the American people because they think it's leverage.
Let me ask you about that. A lot of the Democrats say this is over the Obamacare subsidies, and they need to address that. Is there any way that you see the Republican Party meeting them somewhere in the middle to come up with something to end this?
We have said, the Speaker has been very clear, we'll discuss it after we open the government. Very clear. That's we're willing to discuss it after we open the government. But this is the largest blackmail operation in history. They're holding up. They want $1.5 trillion returned to the budget. They want the $9 billion in fraud, waste, and abuse returned to the budget. And these subsidies you're talking about. I'm delighted with the sunshine that's being shown on Obamacare as a whole, because we've piled subsidies on subsidies. And right now, the typical enrollee, the government pays 93% of the premiums. And if these COVID-era temporary subsidies expire, the government will still pay 83% of the premiums. This is a failure of Obamacare at its core.
So what you're saying, what the Republicans are saying, is agree to reopen the government, and then we'll talk about those tax credits and possibly extending them. Is that? Yeah,
we're willing. Yeah, we're willing to talk about them. Absolutely. Subsidies for Obamacare are kind of crack cocaine for the people that are on it, but the taxpayers are paying the tab.
But obviously they're skeptical that you'll keep your word. I guess the Republicans are skeptical that the Democrats would keep their word about reopening the government after talking first. It's you know what I'm saying? It's just
it's kind of a game of chicken here.
Exactly. The public is looking at this like, come on, guys.
Well, the Republican view is we've done our job. We passed a clean CR to continue the Biden policies and spending, which keeps spending flat, which in itself is a win for us. But the Democrats say that they want to return all the fraud, waste, and abuse, and the cuts that have been done under Donald Trump and Trump 2.0. So that's their intransigent position.
Let me ask you this: how do you see this thing ending?
I see this ending when the Democrats come to work, 5 of them. Now, whether Schumer gives them permission to give him cover to go vote for it, or whether they just break and decide to do it, I don't know which is going to happen, because Schumer at this point cannot break, but he might give 5 of them permission to go break. So that's one of those 2 ways is how this is going to end.
Let me ask you this. This is kind of rare. It's very rare, in fact, in other countries. They'll say either, until we can agree on a new budget, we're just going to continue to use the old one. Some countries, they even call for new elections immediately if a budget does not pass. Everybody's up for re-election. I don't know. There are pros and cons, I suppose, to both of those things, but Why can't we do something like that here so that this isn't as common as it has become over the years?
Because the parliamentary system that you described, you have to make a coalition of many, many parties. We are a two-party system, and that's the key difference. We have a constitutional republic as opposed to the other sorts of governments, and we have a two-party system as opposed to many parties, which the parliamentary system has. It can be as few as 4 or 5, could be dozens in some countries. So that's the difference. We need to negotiate between our two parties. And in this case, we need the Democrats to come and do what your first example was. Use the old budget until we can come to an agreement. That's exactly what the CR does. It uses the old budget, as you laid out, until we can come to an agreement on a new one. And the appropriators are working on the budgets as we speak. That work has not stopped.
Let me ask you this, Congressman. Last thing I have for you. Do you see the Senate Republicans pulling out the nuclear option and just going for that simple majority?
Absolutely not. I am very opposed to the nuclear option. Now, for confirmations, for people that are going to be in their position for 2 or 3 years, 4 years at the most, absolutely do that. But for a lawmaking exercise, we do not want to break the filibusters, which the nuclear option is, and go for the 51 votes. We cannot do that because when the Democrats would be back in the majority, and they will be one day, when the Democrats would be in the majority, we would lose our constitutional republic. It would be gone. Who knows what they would pass?
All right, Congressman, listen, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with us. Good stuff. That is Republican Congressman Keith Self.